Semyon Strogoff. Born in 1914, Russian. Place of birth, Dnipropetrovsk. Military counterintelligence, major. Graduated from the intelligence school of the General Staff in Moscow. After the graduation, he served in the Special Independent Motorized Battalion Command. In the end of March 1943, he was promoted to captain and transferred to the 4th Counterintelligence Department SMERSH. He participated in special operations during the period of 1943 through 1946. He was awarded the Order of the Patriotic War and the Order of the Red Star. Worked in the group, call signs, Astra. His group also consisted of his deputy, Egor Krasnoshtan, April, and radio operator Pyotr Kondakov, Ararat. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Yashmanov. Do you know why you were called in here?
No, Comrade Lieutenant Colonel, I have no clue.
I assume you are aware of the fact that Comrade Abakamov has recently been arrested. I would like to have a clear picture about your service under his command. You were promoted to captain in 1943 and transferred to the 4th Counterintelligence Department SMERSH.
Yes, Comrade Lieutenant Colonel.
Have you ever met Comrade Abakamov in person? And if yes, then under what circumstances?
I was awarded the Order of the Patriotic War in 1944 for the accomplishment of the Krakow operation. Comrade Abakamov personally presented the award to me.
Have you ever received any direct orders from Comrade Abakamov?
Never. I was executing orders from my immediate commander, Colonel Zolonitsky.
Good. In 1943, you participated in Special Operation Cannibal. You were assigned to kidnap Sturmbannführer Dietrich Meltzer, who had the exact data on the latest SPG Ferdinand. Could you give me the details on this operation?
We knew the exact location of the Sturmbannführer. It was a military base. I was dropped in Square 8, several kilometers away from the designated objective.
In the end of December 1943, you were sent to the occupied territory in the area of Vitebsk to meet a courier and receive the required information from him. It is stated in the report that it took you 5 days to execute the mission. What kind of information did you receive from the courier? What made you stay so long in enemy territory? Who gave the order for the operation?
In the winter of 1943, I was sent to the headquarters of the 1st Belarusian Front by the emergency order. The request was urgent. So urgent they even sent a car to pick me up.
General Klimenko, the head of the Intelligence Bureau of the 1st Belarusian Front. Have a seat. Captain, you will go to Vitebsk. Our people there obtained the plans of the enemy defense lines. You should deliver them here.
What does it have to do with the counterintelligence?
This data is of the highest importance to us. We cannot fail this operation. The meeting will take place in the enemy territory, and this is why we need an experienced scout to do this. I requested the counterintelligence to help me out here.
I see.
It's something like 20 kilometers to Vitebsk. It's a tactical zone of the front. Therefore, there are troops everywhere. Infantry, artillery, headquarters, warehouses, etc. It is too risky for an airdrop in this area. Even if it were successful, you have to return by land. An aircraft won't be able to pick you up from there.
When shall I start the mission?
Move out today and return as soon as possible. We just have to take a picture of you in a German uniform to make an ID for you. You will go alone, without a group, and stand back from any unnecessary encounters. Wie ist es mit deinem Deutsch?
Gute Kenntnisse der gesprochenen Sprache.
Good luck, Comrade Captain.
Thank you.
Help yourself.
Thank you.
Tell me everything you know about Boris Polyakov, also known as Gerhard Schmidt.
He was one of the lead agents of the Soviet intelligence network in Germany.
Did you contact him personally?
Yes.
Under what circumstances? Characterize him.
All of a sudden, communication with Polyakov was lost in the beginning of 1944. He did not contact us for more than 2 weeks. Through the agent network, we found out that he was exposed and captured by the Gestapo.
Du wirst mir alles erzählen, du Schwein.
I was ordered to locate and liberate him. I was authorized to eliminate the agent in case of any problems.
Oh yes, the Gestapo always knew how to treat people.
Only in the very end, we realized that all missions had been either overdone or underdone. We understood that war was a part of life, an unexplainable part. It can never be successful. At the beginning of a mission, a scout is like a child who does not know what would become of him in his old age, and he must be ready for the worst and trust himself only. Live for today, if it ever comes. Of course.
Comrade Lieutenant Colonel, excuse me. You have a call. It's urgent.
Congratulations, Semyon. The information that you have intercepted helped us to uncover several British sleepers. I recommended you for bestowal with the Order of the Red Star.
Thank you, Comrade Colonel.
And now let's get down to business. Have you ever heard of Andreas Mayer-Mader-Wenck-Bartels and Heinrich Knut?
I am not sure, Comrade Colonel.
Andreas Mayer-Mader, a participant in World War I and a professional scout. He spent many years in the eastern countries, in China, for instance, where he was Chiang Kai-shek's military counsel. He was one of the founders of the Muslim formations of USSR citizens. In 1942, he was promoted to SS Standartenführer and commander of the 1st Eastern Muslim SS Regiment. In 1943, he served in the Eastern Legion's command headquarters in the Ukraine. He and his apprentices were the leaders of a Hitler gang, and with the help of their followers, they were robbing, strangling, and annihilating every living thing on Ukrainian land. Your mission is to eliminate all 3 of them. According to our data, they're in the settlement of Yuratishki in Belarusia now. The mission is highly dangerous, since the Germans became more careful after the latest attempt upon their lives. Patrols can be found in every second quarter. Mayor Mader himself is heavily guarded. That is why you must be in line with the situation. Clear?
Absolutely.
Dismissed. Major Litvinenko will give you all the necessary details on the operation.
Your file says that you have often been abroad. The UK, Poland, and the USA. In particular, I'm interested in the period of your life when you were in the USA. What exactly were you doing there? And who did you contact?
Back in 1940, we had information that they were working hard on the development of some super-nuclear weapon. Our scientists were sure that it was theoretically possible to develop such a weapon, but they had grave doubts about its practical implementation in the nearest future. Kvasnikov, the head of the NKD Scientific and Technical Intelligence Department, sent signals to the spy networks in Scandinavia, Germany, Britain, and the USA. requesting them to gather all information available on the development of this super weapon. The accumulated intelligence data on the development of the nuclear weapon submitted to the Center within the next 1.5 years significantly changed the direction of our efforts. In February 1943, when the British Secret Service executed their sabotage mission in Vemork, Norway, where the heavy water plant required for the nuclear reactor was located, Comrade Stalin agreed that the nuclear project had started turning into reality. We received details of the sabotage from our sources in Norway, Philby, and the Cambridge Group in London. In 1943 to 1944, we were using various ways to approach the American nuclear secrets. Our main targets were the laboratories of Los Alamos, Oak Ridge facilities, and Berkeley Lab. One of my missions in the USA was to sneak into the Los Alamos laboratory and obtain the Project Y documents. Mission accomplished, Comrade Colonel. Here are the materials on Project Y.
Well done. Unfortunately, there's no time to rest. You're urgently being sent to Krakow. There, you should contact our resident agent, Yusik, and he will give you all the details. You know the secret address and the password.
Here, you will find the Abwehr Intelligence School. Your mission is to acquire the entire catalog of data on all of Germany's agents. As far as we know, it can be found in the safe located in the room of the school principal, SS Standartenführer Hans Himmel. He is objective number 2. You must eliminate him and his deputy, SS Sternbahnführer Adolf Steinglitz, but that's not all. After completing this part of the mission, you will be sent to that area close to the railway station. You should explode the dual-track railway bridge across the Vistula River. Enemy troops are making their way to and from the front lines using this bridge every 10 to 15 minutes. The bridge is exceptionally well guarded. There are 4 guards on both approach routes. Machine gun emplacements can be found on the bridge corners. The entire site around the bridge is under constant surveillance.
Will I go there as part of the group or on my own?
You will go alone. A group might attract attention. You will receive a German uniform and ID. Moving at night is preferable. Did you memorize all the details?
Yes.
Well, good luck then, and be very careful.
Huh?
Chensov.
Yes, Comrade Lieutenant Colonel.
Bring us some tea, and be quick about it.
On my way.
Can I smoke here?
Go ahead.
Is that silver?
Yes, a trophy.
One of the guards in Moosburg had a similar one.
Your record does not state you were in a death camp.
I was not there as a detainee. In the spring of 1945, I was executing a mission there rescuing someone important to us.
Are you talking about the case of Raoul Wallenberg?
Yes, we had an informer who was providing us with information on Wallenberg's connections to the German, American, and British intelligence services. In 1944, he was captured and delivered to the Moosburg death camp. I was sent to liberate him. Soon after, our source provided us with reliable information on several recorded meetings Wallenberg had with Schellenberg, the head of the Nazi intelligence service. We arrested Wallenberg in the middle of 1945 and eliminated him on July 17, 1947. After that, he wasn't a problem.
Semyon, you are quite a knowledgeable person. You seem to know a lot. Are you sure that Wallenberg was a traitor, and the elimination order from Abakumov was the only solution?
My mission was to liberate the informer. I had nothing to do with the elimination of Wallenberg, and I don't know any details about this case. Furthermore, I have no information about who gave the order to kill him.
Okay then. Do you remember Volkov? He wanted to defect to the Brits and hand over the Cambridge 5 to them in return. It was you who eliminated him, right?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you give me a lift to the Kutuzovsky Prospect?
Well, I can. It's not on my way, but I can drive you to the Sadova Ring Street.
Perfect, but please hurry up. We have problems with one of our people. He wants to defect to the Brits and hand over Philbian code to them in return.
Clear.
We should get rid of him as soon as possible. Here is everything you might need.
от информации, которую нам удалось получить по охране резиденции. Еще в здании находятся важные документы, замаскированные под ненужную макулатуру. Судя по всему, немцы сжигают старый хлам. Нужно вывести их, пока не поздно.
How are you? James Bowman, Colonel, OSS. We're picking up some stuff here.
We have a little problem with our equipment. Can you take a look, please?
What a joke. While you're working, you think only of duty. You know, the only thing to hope for is a quick death. Here at 5 in the morning, this idiot's coming to apologize to his girlfriend. She's gonna sack him anyway, that's for sure. Huh. Nice present.
There's been an accident. More than one piece in play. You're the one they're after. Get out of there!
I'm gonna have to frisk you. Then follow me.
Пока все по плану. Мы готовы выполнить задачу. Тут детали. Отлично. Так. Мост не охраняется. Видимо, еще не сообразили. Это наш шанс.
There's a new item on the menu. The duck is in its nest. Same tree as before. Jack.
President Kennedy was shot today. An hour later, my family was murdered. I have nothing left, no future to live for. Those who shook my hands and swore on the Constitution to defend our country betrayed us all. 23 years in the CIA, and this is where I end up. What kind of man fails to protect his wife and son? I'm so sorry, Sean. And you, Barbara? There's no sense in asking for forgiveness. There's no sense in imagining what I could have done differently.
Not so long ago I was asked about how this story began. And I remembered not the Caribbean crisis, not the hydrogen bomb, not even the conference in Yalta that divided the world in two. Everything started much earlier for me. In 1943, I received a mission from HQ. I had to infiltrate the Bergennes fortress in Norway. I first met Vincent Rambaldi there, in Bergen. That was where everything started.
Command, I'm waiting for an explanation.
Herr Oberführer, I do not have an explanation.
But of course, you don't have an explanation. How it happened that someone killed Heinrich and my staff sergeant while the damn American was still in his cell? I'm sending all of you to the tribunal.
Herr Oberführer, could there be someone else working within the castle?
Really? Someone else working within the castle? At least someone here is working, you useless imbecile. Remove the body. Bring me the brandy.
Nick.
Comrade Major General, Colonel Strogoff reporting.
That is Strogoff. And as always, no need to stand on ceremony. Please sit. Do you remember the Bergen operation? You mentioned Vincent Rambaldi in your report. Was it your first meeting with him?
Yes, sir.
Here he is. How do you like him? What can you say about him?
Inconspicuous, smart, cautious.
Smart, cautious, but taken captive.
That is correct, Comrade Lieutenant. Do you always interrupt the Colonel?
My apologies, Colonel. Permission to speak, sir?
I'm listening.
How exactly would you describe your relationship with Rambaldi?
It's good.
Good?
We were soldiers, potential enemies. I saved him, he gave me intel. Our relationship is good.
And what happened after that?
Good evening, sir. Good evening. Reservation for Gunther Tenenbaum, please. Of course. Just a minute. I'm so sorry, sir, but it looks like your room is temporarily unavailable. There was an accident in your room. And what happened there, exactly? When the maid came to check on the room, she found blood on the floor, and the guest was nowhere to be found. Mr. Tenenbaum, please don't tell anyone. The reputation of our hotel, you understand. One more thing. I need to meet with Mr. Manelli. What room is he staying in? Room...
Yeah. The dinner party we planned for? Yeah, it failed.
What
Some uninvited guests from Russia showed up. They were also interested in the cake. We pulled one of them aside and... well, he told us the cake would be at a different party. And we believed him.
It was a ploy?
Yeah, to get us away from the dinner party. When we were away, his partner came and ruined everything.
He stole the cake for himself?
Yes, and the delivery man was also disposed of. Look, hurry up with the limo. The Russian guest is still here somewhere. He must not see me.
Vinny, you still there? The limo should be arriving soon.
The diplomat guards? No. They were German agents this whole time.
Get down.
And you let him go? For that kind of confession, Semyon, one would have gotten 10 years in the camps.
Well, in Austria, in 1944, we used...
That was an exception. We didn't have enough agents at the time. We had to turn to the Americans.
So HQ demanded I find Rambaldi again.
Yes. And judging by the report, you and he worked quite well together.
I almost killed you. Semyon, this is Special Agent Pearson.
Looks like we'll be working together. Semyon Strogov.
Over here. This long building, that's a fire department. And the security's too heavy for such a place. And there's too many trucks in the building yard. Well, that means there's something else inside the building they had to make room for.
I see.
Exactly. We're not sure how many guards are inside. I think there's no less than 3 dozen.
Any escape routes?
No. There's one way in and one way out. And that building was never intended to be a secret military facility. Don't worry. If things go wrong, we'll cover you up from here. You'll probably survive. We have fake passports and civilian clothes on hand after the operation is over. We'll stay in the city for a few days and leave when things quiet down.
I'll see you then.
You know, I sure hope that panty waster of yours knows what he's doing. Well, that's why he's out there and we're in here. I don't know. It'd be easy to confuse him for a German officer, though, don't you think? I mean, if things get crazy out there, who knows? Bang! Enough. Watch where you're pointing that thing, Andrew. We're on the same side. And keep your politics out of this. Hey, relax. It's not even loaded.
Amazing. How you survived an operation like that, I do not know.
It was Rambaldi. If he hadn't showed up...
You are too modest, Simeon.
Comrade Strogoff, how would you describe Pearson?
Unprofessional and reckless. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see him aiming his gun at me. Just to get a kick out of it, I'm sure.
That's quite an accusation, Colonel.
I know what I saw, Lieutenant.
Some more tea?
Thank you. It's not necessary. You called me to talk about Rambaldi and some operations 2 decades ago. What's so interesting about these past events?
I'm not interested in past events, Semyon. Present. Do you know what became of Rambaldi after the war?
We have not kept in touch, unfortunately.
Your American colleague fared very well. He is now a high-ranking agent in the CIA. This morning, he contacted us directly and offered to participate in a joint secret operation. He also asked for you by name. For some reason, Semyon, he really trusts you.
And do we need this operation?
There are many in the government that don't believe so. In reality, it's because both of our countries have become hawks after what happened in Cuba. No one wants to show they actually prefer peace. What Rambaldi disclosed, though, involves an anti-government conspiracy. If it is ignored, it could lead to war.
What are my orders?
Semyon Alexievich, you will meet with Rambaldi in New York. He'll take it from there. This will be completely covert. We need to be able to deny your involvement should anything go wrong. Even HQ cannot know.
Of course.
Do you remember Alexander Alekhine?
I was just a boy when he became world chess champion, but I remember.
Chess. Appropriate, don't you agree? Agent Semyon Alekhine.
Indeed, General.
You leave in the morning. Lieutenant Pavlova will accompany you.
I don't need a babysitter.
Good. I don't need you slowing me down.
At ease.
Have a good time in the park, you two.
Thank you. I'm so sorry my husband is such a grouch. I'm sure the park will cheer him right up, though. Do you think we will have time to walk around the city? I've always wanted to explore New York. Well, after the mission, we'll have time to visit Central Park at least one more time. So beautiful, don't you think?
Do we always have to talk, Comrade Pavlova?
I'm enjoying myself. You know, like we are not about to step into a high-risk operation, which we know absolutely nothing about. It's called fitting in, being a proper spy. You should try it sometime.
A proper spy does not wear so much perfume. You make yourself obvious and put both of us at risk.
And put both of us at risk. It is you who is obvious. No matter what, you walk, talk, and dress like a Soviet soldier. Even this coat could pass as a uniform jacket. But thank you for noticing my perfume.
I don't have time for this. But perhaps after the mission, we can go see more of the city.
You haven't aged at all, Semyon. Good to see you again.
You too, Vincent.
And you are, Miss?
Comrade Lieutenant Vera Pavlova. Hello.
Well, welcome aboard. I won't waste your time. Let's get right to it. A lot of people in the War Department were unhappy with the peaceful settlement of the Cuban Missile Crisis. There were budget cuts, contract terminations, things like that in the aftermath. And not long after that, we got word of a plot involving officers from multiple agencies, including the CIA. These conspirators are aiming to bring the Cold War to a new level, set the world on fire, so to speak. Well, I got a team of people who can be trusted, but I need you on this, Semyon. You are the best operative I know. Besides, you're not CIA, so no one on the inside will have any leverage against you.
So what information do you have?
We have wiretaps on a few conspirators we have leads on. Well, their plan is to sabotage military installations and pass it off as a Soviet act. And the conspirators within the CIA won't risk doing a lot of the dirty work themselves, so they employ people from the outside.
Like who?
The Mafia. Strange choice, to be honest, but maybe it's just the tip of the iceberg, I don't know.
Most likely.
Tomorrow night, one of the conspirators will meet a man from the Mafia. His name is Paul Capello. We need documents that are in Capello's possession. Familiarize yourself with everything here. Eliminating these two will buy us some time. Consider the operation a go.
Agent Pearson?
Well, it's been a long time, Semyon. Let me introduce you to the rest of the group.
Attention, everyone. I'd like everyone to meet the newest member of our team, Agent Semyon Alekhine. We go a long way back. Please welcome him. Over here. These are our 4 researchers. And all of them have only recently joined the CIA, but they're reliable. Peggy, Wesley, Henry, and Ivan.
Ivan?
Don't worry, he's not a Russian spy. That's Thomas Nelson. He's an incredibly talented translator, and he also makes a great cup of coffee.
I'm the best there is.
At translating or making coffee?
Coffee, of course. Would you like a cup?
In a bit, Nelson, after we get some things out of the way. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen up. We're about to enter the active phase of our operation. We'll be acting boldly and quickly. Now, the research team will be analyzing the contents of that briefcase. Now, Shaw and Capello are minor players, but let's see if there's any chatter about them. Now, we know that the conspirators are working on several fronts simultaneously. If we're going to go after any of them, we're going to need to go after them all at once. Like the Hydra's heads.
Not quite like Hydra's heads, but I see your point.
I suppose you're right. Anyway, here's what you need to focus on next. Alejandro Vargas. He first came to the attention of the CIA in the late 50s. We put pressure on him before, and he was able to give us some minorly useful information. But now Vargas undoubtedly is playing a more significant role. Similar to Capello, he meets regularly with a known conspirator. The meetings are typically held at his biker club in Texas.
What's the plan?
Grab Vargas and bring him back here for interrogation.
You know I can interrogate him on site.
I don't doubt that for a second, my friend. But he's more valuable to us here. Besides, we don't want to make it too easy. And one more thing. There was a reporter looking into Vargas who has suddenly gone missing. He must have stumbled onto something. See if you can determine his whereabouts while there.
Whatever he had on Vargas ought to be useful to us. I'll see what I can do. But I'm not bringing him back here, too.
You don't mind, right? It's too bright for me. Now give me a second. I'm just filling out some of the necessary papers. When you start talking, there won't be any time for it.
What makes you think I'll talk?
2 of my colleagues already talked to you. But now it's time for a different conversation.
Oh, all right. Good cop, bad cop?
Now, we don't have time for good cop, bad cop, Alejandro. You'll just have to settle for my KGB friend over here. I believe you've already met. And when he's done with you, You can let your ligaments heal up in a federal prison. You see that? There's enough here to put you away for life. But it doesn't have to be that way, son. Good. I was curious to see what happens behind KGB doors.
I was only responsible for one thing. Recruiting.
Did you get orders or instructions?
Most of the time they were just written instructions. Dropped off for me in garbage bags, always in different places. Then I'd tell the recruits where to go for pickup. Always along a highway, marked by a standing soda bottle. I heard they were taken to training camps after that.
Where are these camps?
I don't even know where the recruits get picked up exactly. How am I supposed to know where they go after that? I mean...
He's telling the truth.
Undoubtedly. He's scared.
They all act so tough, but deep down they're just fearful little boys playing for.
You think that of me? Agent Pavlova?
Your contacts, do they have any names?
They're not stupid, man. Besides, even if I did, and I ratted on them, I'd take life in prison any day.
How many did you speak to? What do they sound like? Were they CIA?
I can't say any more, man.
That's enough for today. Did he say anything useful? Not really. Just some new things for us to look into. I'll interrogate him tomorrow. You always wait till tomorrow. Maybe the conspirators will postpone their plans till tomorrow too. Stop joking. Or whatever. If we're just gonna sit here all night, then I'm gonna go make some coffee. Well, what about you, Semi?
No, I'm getting rest. Tomorrow we strike them again. Regardless of how things go with Vargas.
In every incident we've dealt with so far that has any connection to the Mafia, these two names keep popping up. Mob boss Marco Cataldo and his right-hand man, Domenico Margaretti.
I took a look at Wesley's report on Capello's documents. It looks like the Mafia is playing a crucial role in this conspiracy.
Now, taking these two out will be huge.
What's this?
Oh, sorry. I don't know how... Well, this is my wife and son. I want to retire when this operation is finally over. You know, I missed all his childhood. I'm afraid to miss everything else.
At least you have them.
I have them, but I don't have them. Not with this life. Anyway, let's get started.
That sounds nice, Vincent. Retirement, I mean. We'll get you there. Vincent, does anyone else know what was in Capello's documents?
Well, just me, you, and Wesley.
Good.
Well, why's that? I trust everyone else.
Just caution. Trust has nothing to do with it. See you back at the safe house.
So who is taking the microfilm to Washington?
Pearson will do it.
You're putting the life of the president in that man's hands.
It wasn't my decision. Regardless, we don't know for sure the president is in danger. They can take a look at the microfilm in Washington and decide for themselves.
What do you mean he is dead? Relax. Yeah, it was drastic, but I did what I had to do to get answers. How was I supposed to know he couldn't take it? Get your damn hands off me. What the hell, Andrew? Vargas was starting to talk. He would have given us all the answers we needed. Starting to talk? He was talking just enough to get us to ease up on him. He was buying time.
Let me know when the boys are finished.
At least we had something to work with. We didn't have shit. It was a mistake to work with him in the first place. You abduct a small-time crook like Vargas for questioning, but you off some high-profile guys like Cataldo. And the playing card. Really? They're onto us. They're going to be operating well below the radar now. This still gives us time. Well, congratulations. You bought us a few more days of waiting at the cost of the entire operation. I'm going to Washington, but you know what? If we can't stop this, if everything fails and the president... You will be personally responsible. I understand Andrew's concern, but sometimes he thinks he only answers to himself. His decisions, his plans, his methods. And if things don't go his way, he thinks it's the end of the world.
What if he's right?
Well, we can't give up. Peggy and Wesley have taped several encrypted calls from Miami. After what Vargas said, we started looking into these camps of his. Right here. 130 miles from Miami. Since the late 40s, there's been a small camp and a military post. There's also an unusual amount of radio chatter for an abandoned site. I'll arrange a plane. Vera can drive you to the airstrip. Godspeed, Semyon.
I find that hard to believe. Name one thing.
Well, for example, the opera.
Opera? Do you really like the opera? Why you've never said anything before?
When would I have mentioned such a thing? Oh, hello. I am Colonel Semyon Strogov. I like the opera.
I can't see it at all. The opera? So, what you know from the opera?
Parsifal, the Rheingold, Valkyrie. Have you heard of them?
All German operas. So that's what you did over there. I thought you fought.
Oh, if only I wasn't fighting all the time.
I have misjudged you, Semyon. I've never been to the opera.
So let's go. After all of this.
Is that an order, Colonel?
An invitation, Lieutenant.
In that case,
What if Pearson was right? Have we been making all the wrong moves? We've halted their recruitment. Mafia families are in disarray. We've handicapped their mercenary camps. If they had the opportunity to launch an attack on a military base or a major city, the country would have gone into a frenzy. Everyone would be consumed by the Red Scare and call for some kind of retaliation. But we stopped them. Still, we know nothing. We're still in the dark about so many things. Who was behind all this? What kind of signal was Vargas talking about? What are we not seeing in our investigation? And why hasn't Barbara picked up the phone? Did she go to her mother's? No. She would have called. Where is Pearson? Where is Peggy, Henry, and the others? It's not like them to be late.
The transmitters installed on the ships have led us off the coast of Cuba. Vera has agreed to rendezvous with me there. We couldn't afford to lose any time regrouping in New York. She should have arrived ahead of me, but she hasn't checked in. I fear the worst, but I still have a job to do.
Semyon. I was taken from the plane as soon as I arrived. They knew I was coming. They knew everything. There's no way anyone could have known so quickly. Someone from the inside leaked the information. Someone we all trusted. I realized then that all of our shortcomings were not just a coincidence. Vaga's death during the interrogation was no accident. You know who did this. Promise me you'll retire when you return to Moscow.
Vera.
I was looking forward to all of this being over. We'd stay a few days, visit Central Park one more time, maybe find an opera.
We can, and we will. I'll get you out of here, and we can stay in New York as long as you want.
You don't need to say anything. Please. Goodbye, Colonel.
I wanted to fly back with her, but the mission could not wait. I could not let harm come to anyone else. I found plans for a sabotage mission while at the camps. They're targeting an aircraft carrier located off the coast of Cuba. It's all coming together. That's why the camps are out here. Still, an aircraft carrier is no easy target. I'm almost certain the captain is involved in some way. It was too risky to communicate with Rambaldi, and I only had hours to act. I decided to move in independently.
November 22nd, 1963, 3:28 p.m., end of record. Vincent Rambaldi, employee number 1017. I don't have much in terms of tangible evidence, but I am absolutely confident that within my team, there was someone who delivered information to the conspirators. A traitor to the United States. Sent in manila envelopes on 6 different occasions. I can confirm the accuracy of the information. My testimony will help confirm the accuracy of each operative's alibi when questioned by Internal Affairs. President Kennedy was shot today. An hour later, my family was murdered. I have nothing left, no future to live for. Those who shook my hands and swore on the Constitution to defend our country betrayed us all. Agent Alekhine, or should I say, Semyon Alexeyevich Strogoff. Veteran of the Second World War, a member of the KGB of the USSR, and now the most wanted man in America. You see, the president was assassinated today, and an aircraft carrier off the coast of Cuba was attacked likely by a Russian sub. Now, I haven't received word of the attack yet, but it's only a matter of time. And now a Soviet spy is arrested right outside the CIA safe house where all of the agents have been systematically killed. The public will have no doubt who's to blame for this. No one will hesitate to accuse the Russians, and you, their agent. Of course, it doesn't hurt that Lee Harvey Oswald has confessed sympathy for the Soviet Union so openly. I found Lee 2 days after you removed Cataldo. We had to act quickly. Kennedy's assassination would signal the beginning of a main phase of the operation. His assassination almost didn't happen, of course, but then you handed the evidence to me. I must say, not very cautious of you, Agent Alekhine. Well, nothing to say? Well, you do have the right to remain silent. And whatever you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. And I made sure your story won't match with this. Rambaldi's men are dead, and your name doesn't appear in any of these documents. There's nothing to confirm your version of the events. You'll stay here till Monday. Then you'll be transferred to the CIA. I'm sure they can't wait to meet the spy who murdered their friends. I don't even want to imagine the kind of hell they're going to put you through. Farewell, comrade. You won't be missed.
These Did you do it?
Do what?
Did you torture Vera?
Please. I've never even been to Cuba. I just gave the orders.
It might as well have been you.
You're right. And I would have enjoyed it. You know, I never warmed up to cooperating with you and your country.
That's a pity. That's a long time to be bitter.
Cooperating with communists is a disgrace. You know, Vincent was a nice guy, but he's an idealist. He believed this Cold War was beginning to thaw, and a peaceful resolution would change everything. It won't, comrade. Peace between Russia and the US is impossible. Any attempt at diplomacy only serves to delay the inevitable. Now it's time to move forward. No more negotiations, no more gridlock under Kennedy, no more playing nice with Khrushchev. It's time to end this.
Who are you working for?
Give it up. You've already lost. I've had this since Austria. I've always been told this model was crap. It's never misfired before. Good time to start.
Who are you working for?
Someone in the Department of Defense.
Who?
Someone this country needs. A true leader and visionary. Someone who has the courage to do what our president was afraid to do. Someone who isn't afraid to stand up for what they believe in. I was looking for such a man ever since I joined the CIA. It's almost ironic that he could turn out to be a German.
German? What's his location?
You know, I received a telegram from him. He's called a meeting. All the information is in my car in front of the station. And guess what? You'll be shot on sight. I won't even need to tip them off like I did with Vera. I just wish I could be there to see it. So how was it when you saw Vera, by the way?
Do you have anything else useful to say?
That's all. Now stop stalling and do it, you damn commie!
Wir betreten feuertrunken himmlische dein Heiligtum. Deine Zauber binden wieder, was die Mode strengen.
So, there's no sneaking up on you, I see. Then again, I'm not a trained field agent like you. So there was no explosion, no ship has sunk. Nothing for the newspapers to write about. Do I have you to thank for that?
Don't worry. The papers will write about you.
Don't do anything stupid. So, you are the notorious agent Alekhine. You're brave coming here alone. You probably think you're saving millions of lives, don't you? From what, I wonder? Do you even know? I served Germany for a long time, but was never...
Let me guess. You were merely a victim while in Berlin. Experimenting and torturing people, am I right?
That was you. So it turns out we know each other a lot longer than I thought. You know I had nothing against the Jews, all that nonsense about superior races. There were a lot of bloodthirsty people out there, but I had no taste for it. I loved the kind of peace that would come only after war. We had a vision for the future. We would win, Europe would be burned down, but then rebuilt again. More glorious than before. Sometimes we need war to drive the world forward. Yes, millions would die, and recovery would take decades, but it would be worth it. Can you understand this? Fool!
For years, a think tank of scientists and Nobel laureates had published an image of a clock to symbolize how close we were to global catastrophe. How close the time was to midnight symbolized how close we were to nuclear war. In 1963, before Kennedy's assassination, before everything we just went through, the clock was at 11:48. If the clock shifted with every event, we actually would have been seconds away from midnight before the world was safe again. Many will never know how close we actually came. After Fitchner's death, there was enough evidence, along with what Rambaldi's team had uncovered, to dismantle the conspirators' network. Any small-time recruits that got away completely went dark. There was a range of processes, however, that were not mentioned by anyone. There were hearings held behind closed doors involving the assassination. The official version presented Lee Harvey Oswald as the ideological lone gunman. No evidence of conspiracy has been identified. After Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson took office, who took a course of action to reduce international tension. I don't know for how long this peace will last. I want to believe that history is more than retelling of past events. History must be a teacher. Looking back, I can see that catastrophe was not thwarted simply because we were in the right place at the right time, or simply because we were clever enough, but because through the darkest and most trying times, There were those who remained loyal and true, giving all of us hope in the midst of evil, and for the future ahead of us.